Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Jeff Trenopole, and as always, I bring you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the Cincinnati Bearcats. Sorry, you can see I'm not moving as well as I normally do because I hurt my back, so I might not be as animated as I normally am. Anyway, moving on. If you found the show, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. I am still at 615 subscribers. Let's try to get that rolling to 700 as fast as we can. Now this show and every show is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. All right, the University of Cincinnati Board of Trustees. I got this from The Athletic. Unanimously approved a contract extension for Bearcat head coach Luke Fickell. Woohoo! That's awesome. That's great. Now, I posted that on Bearcat Country, and somebody's like, "Well, that's great, but really does it mean anything?" Like, well, not really. I mean, it means he's set to be the coach till 2026, as long as he doesn't decide to leave. But like I've said before, he didn't go to Michigan State. As long as Ohio State, Notre Dame, something big like that doesn't come open for a while, I think we're good. But we'll see. Now, the preseason polls have come out. Now, the AP Top 25, University of Cincinnati is ranked 20th. 20th. This is huge. This is the first time the Bearcats have ever been in the preseason top 25. It is unbelievable how far Luke Fickell has brought this Bearcat football program in 4 years. From the depths of despair of the Tommy Tuberville era, we are, I think, on the verge of getting back to where we were when Brian Kelly had this program rolling and we were going to the Orange Bowl and the Sugar Bowl. And with the way college football season is going, with the Big Ten not playing and the Big Pac-12 not playing, there's a good possibility that UC could get into a very major bowl this year. Let's hope so. Now, it's also, the season's got to go on, and people are still like, are they going to play? They're going to play. No fans are going to be in the stands. UC said it first. If they let fans in during the season, I'll kind of be surprised, but I hope they do. You never know. Here's for hoping. But either way, we are going to have a great college football season. Now, speaking of our professional football team, my boys, the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, as you know, there's not going to be any preseason games. So the Bengals have decided that they are going to broadcast 2 classic games during what would have been the preseason. The first game will be the Bengals win 27-24 over the Seattle Seahawks, Week 5 of the 2015 season. That game will air the weekend of August 28th through the 30th. Now, the next game, Game 2, it's when the Bengals beat the Baltimore Ravens 34-23, Week 2 of the 2018 season. This game will be aired September 4th through the 5th. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of like what the Bearcats were doing when we had no sports going on. Every couple weeks, they would show a classic Bearcat football game or a classic Bearcat basketball game. Now, these 2 games for the Bengals, their wins are good. I mean, I wish they would have picked something like the AFC Championship game of '88 or the Freezer Bowl or, something like that, which, I mean, I'm sure everybody and their brother's seen the Freezer Bowl, but has anybody watched the '88 one in a while when they beat the Buffalo Bills? Before Buffalo stole the or invented the K-gun, which was the no-huddle that they stole from Sam Weiss and the Bengals. Anyway, it's interesting. Got a lot of good things coming out of training camp with the Bengals and Joe Burrow and just how he's taking command of this team and of this offense. So, a lot of good news coming out, a lot of hype. I hope they live up to the hype. Unlike our Cincinnati Reds. All right, let's start with the good. I've held this for the last part of the segment because I don't really want to talk about them. I mean, but all right, we got some good news happened last night. If you guys were watching the game last night, every time Trevor Bauer struck somebody out, he would start writing something on the mound, and I'm like, what is he writing down there? I don't get it. I've put it on Reds Country, and by the time he was done writing it out, it spelled buds. Now, the reason I didn't hear this on the Reds broadcast at all, so I don't know if they were unaware of it, or maybe I just missed it. I don't know. But Trevor Bauer needed 5 strikeouts to set the modern club record. Now, he got it. Now, I guess he had a deal with Budweiser or something. Once he got this, that Budweiser will release a one-of-a-kind Cincinnati Buds can. Now, I have no idea where you get it or anything like that, but I posted the article on Sports with Strawberry Ice and on Reds Country. So it's kind of cool. It's fun. One thing that I think the broadcasters, Jim Day and Sam McCure mostly, Sam McCure, if you've been listening to him on the broadcast and on the pregame shows, I completely agree with what he's saying. This team needs something stupid, something fun, something to loosen them up. Now, if you look at Trevor Bauer, he's having one of his best seasons ever. But he's on social media like crazy. He's doing interviews. He's growing the game. So he's got other stuff to occupy his mind after he leaves the ballpark. Now, it's about baseball, but at least not about the Reds and his team and stuff like that. These guys, unfortunately, since you can't go anywhere. Not basically, you can't go anywhere. They have to go to the ballpark. They're in Milwaukee. Go to the ballpark and go back to the hotel, and that's it. They can't go anywhere else. So Sam McCure is like, normally you got to go out and, go out to a restaurant, chill out, go to a party, go do something to get your mind off of what is going on with this baseball team and how they're not playing very good. And Sam's right. Now, they can't get away from it. And I do think that's piling on them. But then Sam, I think Jim Day asked Sam, well, how do you create that? And he goes, that's a good question. I don't know. It just kind of happens. The Reds have got to find something to get them to relax. They are trying. I know they're trying. I know they're trying. I know they're frustrated. They're probably more frustrated than I am. It's. I want to gouge my eyeballs out right now watching them play baseball. But they got to get something to break up the monotony. Get something fun. They got to start having fun. If you're gonna go down swinging. Go down having fun and letting it rip. They're still not letting it rip. Anyway, now the Reds, the bad. They lost last night 4-2 to the Brewers. We only scored 2 runs. 2 solo home runs. That's where I come to where they got to relax. I think they are thinking too much. It's either swing and miss, or swing and hit a home run, or we swing and we hit it right into the shift. Now, you're saying they're thinking too much. Well, yeah. You need to think a little bit. Like, when you had the shift, they got to try to hit it the other way. Now, one of my buddies who I have a baseball discussion with a lot brought it up that, do you think that Major League Baseball should outlaw the shift? Because it's worse now than ever. There is nobody. Like, say a left-hander comes up, Joey Votto comes up. There's nobody at third base. Or the opposite. Nobody at first base. Sorry, I get it right. There's nobody there. There was I was watching a game yesterday. It was the Toronto Blue Jays and the Tampa Bay Rays. And Biggio Jr. did it perfect. He kind of did a half a swing and shot the ball down third baseline, and there was nobody there. That's what the players are going to have to figure out how to do, because I don't think they're going to outlaw the shift, especially not during the season. And to me, the shift is not something new. They've been doing this for the last 4 or 5 years. It's gradually become more and more and more and more. But if you watch Jesse Winker. He's spraying the ball all over the place. They're not shifting on him. Okay? That's what the players have got to figure out how to do. I'm not saying it's easy. Trust me, I can't do it. I'm not a professional baseball player. One of the hardest things in all of sports to do is take a round bat and hit a round ball. I know it's hard. But your professional baseball players, And your alternative is to keep grounding out. I mean, we actually got guys, when we did get guys on base, we grounded right into a double play. They got to figure out, they've got to beat this shift. They have to. They don't have a choice. There's no choice. So they got to have fun. They got to relax. And they got to try to beat the shift. They got to. I mean, there's no other way about it. They have to try to beat the shift. Because this is the stats from last night. I'm going to run down. Like I said, we had 2 runs. Both of them were solo home runs. Votto, 0 hits. Castellanos, he had 2 hits. But then when he got on, we ground out into a double play. Gino, 1 hit, home run. Davidson, 0 hits. Moose, 0 hits. Irvine, 0 hits. Not question. Why did he leave Irvine in there? You got a bench that David Bell, you are always going to. But you didn't last night. And I know Chris Bush said, that's why he didn't take Votto out and all this because of Hader. I'm not saying take Votto out and these guys out. Irvine, Davidson, take them out. Like, those are the guys that you need to take out and hit from the other side. But Bell didn't do it. It's like he's lost. He's went from making moves like he's in the 7th game of the World Series to doing nothing. You got to have somewhere in the middle, David Bell. It's got to be somewhere in the middle. Winger had 1 hit. Castillo 1 hit. Farmer 0 hits. Now, getting back to Bauer and how good of a season he's having and how the Reds are ruining it. Now, this was before last night's game. But 62 times this year, a starting pitcher has given up 8 or more hits in a start. Before last night, Trevor Bauer has given up 8 hits all season long. That was before last night, obviously. That's in 26.1 innings pitched. And the Reds are ruining it. And then you got Sonny Gray doing what he's doing. Like I said yesterday's show, you got pitchers like Gray and Bauer. You should be in 1st or 2nd place. They got to figure this out somehow. There's got to be a shakeup, a change, something. If we don't win this series, it might be over. I know people you can back in. I know Sam McCure has said that that's not over. It's 60 games, but we're at the halfway point. It's getting close. And if you can't make the playoffs when they're letting 16 teams in, dude, you do not need to be the manager of the Reds. All right. Now, these are things that we all discuss on, Facebook groups that I help run. Stupid back. Man, that hurts. They are Bengals Nation, Bearcats Country, Reds Country, and Cyclones Country. And I invite you to follow me on all my social media outlets. Say I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. They're all under Sports with Strawberry Ice. And I also do a podcast that I hope you guys listen to. I'm on Beanpot, Spotify, Anchor. Do me a favor. Give me a 5-star review. Also on Apple. YouTubers. Like I said, we're at 615. Still there. Let's try to get that slow climb to 700 as fast as we can. Other than that, now look. If David Bell all of a sudden turns it around, great. That I'm all for. I want the Reds to win. I am not just completely against David Bell. He's got to do something to shake this team up. Okay? So I just want to get that out there. If they turn this around, which I'm praying they do. I hope they do. I'm a Reds fan. I want them to win. But they got to do something. They got to shake it up. Anyway, that's it for today's show. You guys have a wonderful day. And, that's just sports, baby. Man, back pain hurts. I'll see you guys.